Hello there, collective. My name is Xabethegeminiwitch. I love 80s music. I am a medium, a witch, and a tarot reader. If you guys are new here, what's up? Welcome. If you guys are returning viewers, welcome back. Let's jump into your reading and see what the cards hold for you today. So this is going to be a general reading. It's not for any particular sign. So whatever comes out, and if you resonate with it, great. If you don't resonate with it, then just wait for the next reading. So let's see what the cards have for you today. We have why. Go ahead and hit that like button and show your support by leaving a comment or just hitting that like button. Hopefully this message will resonate with you and it'll help you on your journey into this thing that we like to call life. So we've got why already. Let me see, the number 31, that could be significant for you. We have here why. Motives, driving intention. The power of knowing the why. There is great power in understanding your motives right now. The oracle asks you to be very clear about why you're asking this question, looking for this answer, behaving in this way, and most important, making this choice. Knowing your why is the key to fulfillment. When you are clear about it, your intention will then be a magnet for miracles. Motives define the nature of your experience. When you think about something, feel it, and then act on it, this invisible why is the life force energy within the seed which brings it to life and holds the potential for growth. So it looks to me like you're wondering, you might be thinking about something here and you're like, why did this happen? Why is it that I want to pursue this? You're asking yourself the question as to, why. So let's see what the protection message is. Sometimes subconsciously denying the truth may drive you toward a specific outcome that actually aligns with an intention hidden from your awareness. For example, you may want to be prominent in your profession, but your desire is not really about sharing your talents, but about making yourself feel better, because fame would cause people to admire and approve of you. Or you may want to reunite with the partner who rejected you because you believe that your love continues to be strong. But deep down, what you really desire is to have the last word with that person. Now is the time for deep soul searching of the why that drives your choices. What you uncover will set you free and bring you ever closer to the happiness that you seek. So why do you want to do why? That's funny. If you're trying to reconnect with an old lover and you're wanting to know, just ask yourself why, okay? Why on earth would you want to do that, right? Okay, so we have here also to the sea, being in the flow of things, returning to source, recognizing how pieces fit together, a natural pattern of events. Isn't it wonderful when you feel yourself in the flow of life? When events and conditions seem to engage you in a way that is fluid and effortless? This card reminds you that going with the flow is exactly what you need to do right now. Ride the wave of opportunity formed by perfect conditions. Allow trust and faith to guide you forward as you flow like a river into the sea of life. So this is about going with the flow. I'm starting to get the feeling here that you kind of want to be in control of something. You're like, why did this happen? I need to know why, right? And Spirit's telling you that there's something here that you just kind of need to go with the flow with, like letting go of an outcome. Okay, but let's jump into the tarot and see. Let's dig a little bit deeper. So why did this happen, Spirit? What is going on with the collective? Can you please tell me more about this? Why? Yeah, because you feel trapped. You're in your head about a situation. Why? You're trying to make sense of this. Why did this happen? Right? You feel restricted. You feel backed into a corner, right? Maybe even paralyzed by fear, anxiety, right? You're feeling maybe helpless or hopeless or powerless, or maybe even silenced in a situation. Okay? So tell me more about to the sea, Spirit. Patience. Patience is key right now. The Seven of Pentacles. Something is going to come to the light here. You may feel like you invested into something and you're just really perplexed as to what was the point of all of this, okay? And, you have judgment here. This is about self-evaluating. Why did you get yourself into that situation to begin with, right? Spirit saying that this situation is leading you to have some sort of an awakening. Someone here might be apportioning some sort of blame as well. I feel like you may be thinking, I invested so much of myself, my time, my resources in a certain situation here, and I feel like my hands are tied and I don't really understand why all of this happened. And Spirit's telling you to kind of go with the flow of things right now and to let go of the control, okay? Because this is leading you to some sort of an awakening. I know it sucks, it's uncomfortable, right? But there's patience that needs to be had right now. So what else can you tell me about this situation, Spirit? Right, Temperance. Balance is going to be restored in a certain situation. Again, patience. Spirit's asking you to have peace through this situation, right? To find your inner calm. Oh my God. 3 major arcanas. Okay, so the Judgment, Temperance, and Death. And again, spiritual transformation and new beginnings. Letting go of something here has ended, and it's like you're transitioning into something new here. Okay, maybe this situation was it happened suddenly, very unexpectedly, and you're just really trying to find your zen through all of this. You're trying to make sense of the situation, but you're so in your head about it. And it's crazy, but you're not going to like what I'm going to have to tell you, but this situation happened so that you can have an awakening, so that you can do some introspecting. This is like a level up, a very big one too, because major arcanas signifies something very significant in your life that changes you for the better. Does it suck? Yes. Sometimes is it painful? Yes. Uncomfortable? Yes. But it gives us a new level of awareness about ourselves and about others and about life in general. And it helps us to kind of change our perspective on things and what is it that we want in life, right? And so you're leveling up. It's a growth spurt. Okay? And Spirit's saying that right now you got to kind of be patient with yourself, be patient with the situation, try to get out of your head because you're feeling very restricted about it. But this is a situation where it's going to lead you to some sort of an awakening. Okay? You are going to find out the why, but sometimes we don't get answers right away. Okay? And it requires us to be extremely patient. Okay? And then things just like kind of start falling into place. Okay? What else can you tell me about this situation, Spirit? What else can you tell me about this situation? The Four of Swords. You might need some solitude right now. Yeah. There could have been like some conflict. So Spirit's saying put the arguing, or maybe even the resentment, or the fighting to rest, okay? Because there's some arguments here. There's conflict, fighting, disagreements, a struggle. There's some tempers that are clashing here, maybe some personalities, and there's definitely egos here, that are causing some sort of a clash. There's people that are being defensive here, and Spirit saying, I need you to walk away from that, okay? Because it's making you feel overwhelmed. All right, you need to put something to rest, okay? Because it's not healthy for you. Tell me more about this, Spirit. Oof, it's toxic. It's very toxic. And Spirit's saying, stand your ground, okay? You're standing up for your beliefs. It's almost like you feel like you're fighting a very toxic individual. There could even be like some sort of a maybe someone has some sort of an addiction here. Maybe someone's going through some sort of a depression here, or maybe you're going against someone's mental health. But I see a lot of ego here, okay? Maybe even you feeling powerless in a situation, but Spirit's saying stand up for your beliefs, fight your corner, okay? But in a way where it's like, sometimes we think that putting the sword down, like it's almost like we're giving another person the power to win, and that's not the case. Spirit saying there's some battles that just should not even be entertained, okay? Spirit saying you're right about a certain situation, and it's gonna bring peace and balance into your life. And there's a situation here that maybe you feel trapped, and you really don't understand as to why you're going through this, and Spirit saying right now is a time for you to kind of like let go, right? And trust that divine timing is at play here. And you're going back and forth, you're battling it out with someone's mental health. This person brings a lot of chaos and conflict into the situation because they're toxic. And you've been standing your ground here for a while, but it's making you feel tired, Spirit's saying that you're going to need your rest. You're going to need your rest in a, yeah. Let's see. What else? Yeah. This person, a situation here is draining you of your energy. And you're feeling very discouraged right now. It seems like someone here maybe has broken your heart. And this person's very insensitive. I'm not gonna lie, it sounds to me like someone is dealing with someone who has mental health issues, and that's tough. That's tough, in a situation like this, tarot can confirm, but at the end of the day, in order to get out of this, because it seems to me like it's like low-key kind of abusive, in order to get out of a certain situation like this, like you need a lot of support. You need to educate yourself, okay? Learn how to be strategic, learn how to deal with these types of personalities, okay? These types of, just really educate yourself. Less is more when it comes to these types of personalities. It seems like there's been a lot of arguing, and and you're feeling very anxious and very trapped in a situation. Okay, but Spirit's saying that this is soon going to come to some sort of an ending here. Just be patient. You are being protected. Okay, obviously, if you're in an abusive relationship, especially if it's physically abusive, I would tell you to just, get out of it. Seek help, seek counsel. Stop asking the why. If you're in a situation like that where it's where it's dangerous, you shouldn't even be asking why. You should just, at this point, try to get out of it as quickly as possible. The more you feed into this person, it seems like they love the challenge. This is the type of person who is very lustful, and it's like they're in it for the intimacy, and this person loves a challenge. That's not good. That's very unhealthy, and they're draining you of your energy. That's really not good. Okay. Spirit, tell me more about this situation. What can you tell me? Yeah, wow. Whoever is watching this, and not everyone's going to resonate with this, but you feel very trapped in a situation. You feel very confined. You feel very uncertain. You feel like you have a lack of direction here. Yeah. Oh no. You're definitely not going to be in this situation for long. You're waiting. Spirit's telling you to plan, to move forward with self-confidence here. Believe in yourself. You will be, you will be free. You will be free of this situation sooner rather than later. Okay? When you come out of this situation, you need to go into hermit mode. That means no contact with this person. There's so much that goes into these types of situations here. You need to disconnect yourself. But you're doing so much introspecting too. You're learning a lot about yourself here, despite how trapped you may be feeling. But you're just waiting for the right time to go. And Spirit's saying that that's coming very, very, very soon. But you have to believe in yourself and know that you will be okay without this person. You will be better than okay. You're going through some sort, obviously these types of situations, we transform, right? It transforms us. We turn into totally different people when we deal with very difficult personalities like this, right? We learn a lot about ourselves and what we're not willing to tolerate. Okay, what else can you tell my viewer, this is so specific. If you're worried about your finances, Spirit says that you're going to be okay once you come out of this situation. But it's very important for you, once you do leave, once you do disconnect, you're going to have energy to be able to focus on your finances. And Spirit's saying there's something here about maybe even a new job or some sort of finances coming to you unexpectedly. Some new money, or a lump sum of money coming to you unexpectedly. Maybe you're waiting on something and that is coming to you. Yeah, you're gonna need strength through this and bravery in order to come out of this. Have compassion for yourself, not for them, because unfortunately they're stuck in whatever energy they're stuck in. And you're fighting against somebody's addiction, somebody's mental illness, mental health issues. You're fighting against someone's ego. This person is obsessed. There could be some abuse here, maybe even violence. Spirit saying you're going to need your inner strength and be courageous, be brave. Okay? Put the boxing gloves down. Overcome your self-doubt. Focus. Tame yourself. Control yourself. Because apparently this person loves to trigger you. This person loves a challenge. They're very immature. Okay. Yeah, you have a lot of fear and anxiety surrounding this. A lot of stress, overwhelm. You feel like you're at your breaking point, and you feel like there's like this inability to cope with life or face life. For some of you, you may even be the subject of gossip, but when that happens, that's kind of like, that goes along with the territory of dealing with people like this or a person like this. Let them talk. Let them say whatever the heck it is that they need to say. Okay? Yeah. You stand in your truth. You know what your truth is. With the Queen of Swords. Right now is a time for your thoughts to dominate your feelings. Don't allow your feelings to get in the way right now. You have very keen insight. And you do make right decisions. Spirit's saying that this is a right decision. That that you're leaving, that you're contemplating leaving. You are right. Don't let this person gaslight you, make you feel guilty. Don't make this person make you think that you're bonded and that you're chained to them. That is not the truth. You do have the strength, the inner strength and the courage to get out of this situation. But when you do, you have to stay no contact. And you have to go through the withdrawals. You have to confront the monster of the fear of being alone or the fear of not living with this person. You were not born with this person at the hip. Okay? You've suffered a lot of hardship, you've suffered a lot. And you've lost a lot. But you're very intelligent, you're very witty. And you have to be clear on what you want and what you need. Okay? Alright, Spirit. Tell me more about this situation here. You're gonna be okay financially. If you're worried that, you know, things are not, yeah, move on. Time to let go. Time to let go. Hopefully you can see that. Move on. Move on. You are talented and amazing. The world needs your power. Use your voice. Just don't use it for dumb stuff. So, yeah, you are giving away your power. You are a badass. Act like it. You are giving away your power. No, 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 no. Absolutely not. We will not be doing that today or tomorrow or ever. You've been giving away your power for long enough. We don't have to ask ourselves the question anymore as to why the heck did this happen. Right now is not a time to, you know, try to figure out as to why a person is behaving the way that they're behaving. Why did this happen? No, absolutely not. Right now is a time for you to have faith, trust, and believe that you are going to be getting out of a situation. Do not let your past hold you back. This person is going to be a part of your past. Don't let them hold you back anymore. Oof, a new romantic cycle begins. It looks like maybe you have, you know, this person keeps coming back and, you know, it's like they hold you back, but then they come back, and then all of a sudden this new romantic cycle begins all over again, right? It's like you guys are, it's a constant cycle. It's a loop. And Spirit's saying it's ending. It's ending. Expect a powerful change. Exactly. So right now is a time when this situation is coming to an end. So prepare yourself mentally. Know that you have the strength, okay, to get through this, to get past this. You're not trapped. It's just the, you know, the feeling of being trapped, but you're not trapped. Your ships are coming in, and this is going to have you go through a major transformation here. Okay, don't give in to this person's arguments and their antics. Don't feed into it. And as a matter of fact, I have a playlist on my YouTube channel. If you go to my playlist section, and it talks about healing from narcissistic abuse, and this is the vibe that I'm getting. You know, I'm not trying to, you know, say that this person is that, but what I am saying, I'm sorry guys, you know, please excuse my neighbors. They're outside in the hallway and they're being so loud, but they're having fun. That's great. But going back to this, I'm not saying that this person is that. However, I am, you know, listen, toxic is toxic, right? And we can always use some of these videos to help us to manage these types of people. So go to my playlist, and right there you're going to see a lot of really great videos on how to handle these types of people and situations. So I hope this helps. Hit that like button, and if you would like a personal reading with me, my information is in the description box below. And yeah, I'm sending you love and strength. You have the courage and the bravery to get through this, okay? I love you guys. Bye.